Hi, this is Fran with Stampendous, and we're going to do some more of our watercolor series, but this time we're sort of departing a little bit from the new clear stamps, and we're going to use some more available stamps that you may have on hand, which are the long neck pals. And now we're stepping into some more advanced techniques, and happy to show you how we're staying calm and crafting on here with some watercolor ideas. So I've got my watercolor paper taped down, and I wanted to mention a couple of things. I'm using just your inexpensive light color masking tape, and when I pull off the pieces, since this tape is very tacky, I can just release some of the tackiness before I press it down onto my watercolor paper. I've cut these into little square panels, and using the grid here helps me kind of line things up with a narrow white edge around the side. And stamping with the VersaFine Onyx Black ink, this dries and then it lets me watercolor without any problem. And the clear stamps are really nice that I can see exactly where I'm placing things and stamping over the edge of the tape, as you can see. But I didn't have to, each design is separate, so that worked just fine. And then I wanted to mention that in the set, there's a couple of little phrases that are on a curve, and I designed it with the idea of doing some fun little circles. So the happy birthday is one stamp, and from all of us is a separate stamp. So if you have them on your clear handle, what I found was helpful, I took some scrap paper and practiced stamping to see what would make a complete circle. And then I could see kind of how far apart or how many times would make a complete circle. And then just having this helped me plan it out as to where I was going to start and what I was going to do with it. So if something like that helps you, do that first, cut it out, and then you can kind of decide how you're going to place things. And where things don't, there's not room for another one and I don't want to mask it, just some little dots will fill in to complete a circle. If your colors, I've moved my palette around and some of my colors have run, so I'm just going to clean away some unwanted green there so that I have a clean area to maintain some beautiful yellows up here at the top part of my palette. Okay, on this giraffe, I think it'll be fun just to do a whole bunch of beautiful rainbow colors. And I'm going to start with my yellows and a little bit more water here. Get a little puddle going of yellow. Squirt some water into each of these areas. It's easy to revive these Daniel Smith color paints. And then over here, I'm going to get some of the gamboge, get a nice little puddle of that going. Okay. The colors are in the palette in a particular sequence that is going to make it easiest to mix and blend, moving to whatever colors are next to each other. So I'm going to start with my yellows, and I'm just going to do some real splashy colors here, starting here and move all the way out to the edges. And then I'm going to add the next color. And without even cleaning my brush, since I'm moving in this order, since those edges are taped, I can really have some fun just adding a lot of very wet color, and it's going to keep things nice and flat as I'm working on it. And I'll move over here to my rose. Very fun. From rose, I move over to where I have rose and blue in this pocket, and that will give me purples. And that's a very dark purple, so I'm getting more of the rose on my brush for more of a magenta. Ooh, a nice rich color, that's for sure. That one is so dark that my words aren't very readable, but because I've been working my way around, you know what the words are, so I'm going to just keep going with that. And then the purples go back into the blues, so let's get some nice blue of the marine over here on this side. And then my greens are mixing here. I've got the yellow and the phthalo blue in this pocket. I want a nice bold green since this is just background color. And now I want more of a lime green, so I'm working into more of the yellow. And that will mix back in with my yellow. And I'm going to get this wet to just blend those two colors a little bit more. Very fun. Okay, and then over here, let's see if we can do something more of a night sky. So let's start with some light blue at the top so that we can read our words, and then we'll go darker down at the bottom edge. I think rather than having a hard line over the message, I think giving it a light wash to start with is good. That's my swamp water. Here's my well water. I'm just going to soften that. Okay, and now I want some more intense of the phthalo blue. While all of this is still wet, I found my salt. In fact, this was some special large grain salt, and I'm going to sprinkle it in where the paint is still wet and see what effect we get. We'll put some up here just to see, but I think that's probably too dry to have as much effect. Since I'm waiting for things to dry, I think I'm going to add some more fun little patterning to this. I'm getting some really interesting little watermarks, which are all just kind of fun and random. So let's play into that a little bit more. and take the approach of sort of some darker shades of color. Let's add some more rose and do some more little patterning here. Dots and stripes are easy enough to do. Be a fun one to splatter. You just have to move everything around, and with this one still wet that could be even more dangerous. So let's just play with our brush here and add some more little playful patterns. Kind of just moving one color over with the patterns. I'm going to soften these edges just a little bit, let the water flood a little bit more. I'm liking the water effect up here. With the salt, you have to be patient and allow it time to dry before disturbing it. Okay, so now this seems to be dry, and I'm going to leave the salt in place even longer if I can, but we'll paint in some more of our giraffe. I'm going to play off of the colors that are here, and then I can keep adding to it. Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. Instead of too much brown, just kind of let him be in the glow of the rainbow here. Okay, and since we've got a nice tawny color here, oh, I like this for our giraffe. I picked up a little bit of salt. Okay, and then go with even more of the scarlety color here. Maybe tone it down a little bit. Okay, that looks nice. Lighten that just a little bit with some more of the scarlet. Okay, and then let's get a pink here for our flamingo. Maybe a bit of the scarlety color, kind of peachy. Oh, that's nice. Doesn't take much paint. And then let's just do a little shadow on the beak here. And our llama, we'll keep him kind of on the light brownish side. He's just barely peeking into view here. I'm going to shake off the salt here. It's almost like you're still seeing the salt, but I can feel that it's smooth and all the salt is off. So there you have some very fun little pals here that you can enjoy making into cards and sending to friends and family. And continue practicing your watercolor skills with whatever stamps and whatever paints you can use, and have some fun.